My words become things, all hail the king. Now I got him walking on water, covered in the blood of the Christ, a rubber glove and a knife. Prophet Muhammad came to restore the order. Spectators sit back and watch, slave ships pull off the dock, demigods round up the flock. Time running short, got a race against the hands of the clock. 2020 something, pull it off the lot. Posted on any block, you say a Henny shot. Pour a libation for the fallen, it's been a lot of death. Theft, right over left, hard of a line right under my chest. That's a godlike, prolific, godlike. Money longer than sloth and nav, the flock type. Meditation, slap boxing with Satan. Cracking the
Listen, I handle things differently than most. Bobbing on some high power shit. If I was you, I get a dose. Grab a seat, pen and pad, take notes. Brace for the shift, many become disembodied. Adios, this is first-hand manuscript. The flow's powernomics, phonics. So you all get the boom from my sonic. I'm on it. Russian cool is so influential, mental. So we sent you when building up your temple. Simple, peace, God, what you into?
Yeah. They say they want this more science, so I'ma give it to them. Islamism, no illusions when I'm interviewing. Know what I'm doing, no confusion, I ain't into crooning. I'm in the moving units, out here starting revolutions. In love with shooters, making masterminds out the goonies. I got them booming out here, zooming on the plane of soul. I tell them take me to the grove, they like Islam mode. I'm letting them know this not a show, this all systems go. It's two selves, one man, both high and low. I'm so spiritual, the indigos feel the vibe. I'm so lyrical, a miracle that I survive. Extend my 5 to the 4, I can see him coming. Plus my angel got the angle with the engine running. It's all justice, freedom, peace, truth, and love.
All right, peace, everybody. You are now tuned into Moors in America. First and foremost, before we get things started, I want to rise and get the highest praise to the Most High. We call him God, our God, Allah, but doesn't matter what name you use. We also give honors to our divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the forerunner to the prophet, our dear brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We give honors to everything Moorish. Matter of fact, we give honors to all the light bringers out there watching right now. So good evening, everybody. You're listening to the True and Living Light Bringers, Moors in America. As always, on your brother Lloyd Douglas, also known as Sharif Ali. Here we uncover and bring glorious light to all issues pertinent to the Moorish American paradigm. This is going to be a special show here. You're in for a treat. Before we get started, really get started, I want to ask that more people hit that like button and share this video. The information that's going to be shared today is something that you want all your friends and family to know about. This brother here is he has a farm. His brother Farmer Al, he's coming here just to speak about self-sustainability, the things that he's doing as far as raising livestock, growing his own food, his own medicine. Very important. Something that can apply to everybody, even if you don't think that you can grow food because you don't have land, to have a farm. Nah. We're going to dispel those notions too. Okay, so before we really get in though, we need some more people in here live, some more eyes on this. And if you're watching the playback later on, make sure you hit the like and share button. Right? So as I was saying, everybody share it with your friends, tag people in it, and let's get things going. I'm going to share some things with you too before we really get started. Let me see if I can share the screen. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, you're in for a treat. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so I do want you to go and follow this brother on social media. And we're gonna stop this real quick. So check this out. Yeah, go and follow this brother on social media. His links are in the description. Follow his Facebook page, also his YouTube channel, Farmer Al. Want to share a couple of things with you. First off, I I first saw some of the posts that this brother had online, and it got my attention. And let me show you what got my attention first. So he shared this post in the group, the Black Farmers Group, and it just got my attention because first off, you see this pile, you see the dung beetles in here, okay, and it's just a video with them on some land. But I was reading the post, and I mean, it's just amazing because it talking about there's a conversation between the person who owns the land and a visitor, and he's saying, "You have great grass in the pasture. How long has it been since your cattle were in here? They have been in here since last fall. No way. There's so much grass, and I haven't seen a single cow pie. Cow pie, right? The cow dung." And the person who owned the land's like, "Now the cattle dung doesn't stay on the surface for long, especially this time of year. It gets buried by the dung beetles." Okay, and this is important because that dung, he's saying, it improves and fertilizes the soil. It does it naturally. And the person who was talking to him said he saw dung beetles at his ranch, but they don't get rid of the dung. And then they start to talk about the why. And it's something that I think we should all know and be concerned about, because the people aren't having dung beetles, people who have cattle and other livestock, because they're putting the poison down, right? The poison to kill the the pest, right? Things of that nature. And so since there's no dung beetles, then they have to deworm the cattle. And if you have livestock, you just think that's natural to deworm the cattle. But the only reason you're deworming it is because there's too much poop, basically. There's too much cow dung because you just cut off that natural process. So everybody's using this pharmaceutical, Invectamin or whatever that is. And then it gets in the cattle dung. And then it's toxic. It kills the dung beetles. So the dung beetles ain't even coming around no more, right? And so it cuts off everything, but naturally, right? You have a natural process that takes care of all that most of us don't even know about. And I just he shared that post, and I went and looked at the brother's page and found, that the brother's actually, growing his own food, having livestock. And like I said, go follow that brother's YouTube channel. We'll show this on here again, but just great content on here. The brother actually has a video on there butchering live chickens.
Good morning, YouTube. How y'all doing? Be back
Right.
with another episode.
And if you want to know more about this, go subscribe to the brother's channel, because like I say, he's got the livestock, he's got the chicken, shows you the whole process, butchering the chicken, which shouldn't be like a problem for people to watch, considering that you more than likely eat the chicken. And if you eat the chicken, you should theoretically be able to butcher the chicken to get them to that process. And so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We're going to go ahead and get started and bring this brother in. But like I said, more people hit that like and share button. For all the people that's watching, we should definitely have more likes, more shares up in here. So if you're watching this, you're going to love this. You're going to really appreciate this. So make sure you hit like and share. And on that note, though, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Don't go anywhere.
I am not a Negro, black, colored, African American. I'm a Moorish American. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, 5 on the right, 2 on the left, man. You know what time it is. Yo. We just Moors in America, soared through the shores and endured criminal acts of war on our character. 7 years after the 4th score, no reward. Shout out to the most courageous, they was jumping over barriers. Where does that compare to you? We come from a place where you scared to visit our area. We come from a place where it's scary for good Samaritans. Heavy luggage we carrying, babies having babies. It's crazy being American. Praise the one and only Allah, there's no comparison. La ilaha Ha'ila Allah, body and berry gin. Laughing at you clowns like ha-ha, dodging the Nephilim. Conquer lower self with the high, follow your regimen. Way before they came, we were gods, and now we specimen. Tried to take the light from our eyes, thank God for Edison. Then they put the wool on our eyes, it's so embarrassing. Now we travel frequently, we should invest in Sheraton. All of us got gold on our bodies whenever we stepping in. Screaming Ramadan, Mubarak, training the flesh again. Wishing we could move as a unit just like the Mexicans. Dodging all the foods with estrogen, synthetic medicines. All sin isn't devilish. Sometimes the decisions that you make come for a better gift. Sometimes when you sin is to relate to all your brethren. Heavenly gates all in our face, we the champions. We live in the sky, we see the angels on the chariots. Waiting on the $20 bill, face a Harriet. I bet you I'ma carry it. I'm in love with music to the point I wanna marry it. But my love for people is greater, so I write messages. Largest spending power, but we still sit at a deficit. Living amongst prejudice, even at our residence. Moors in America, flourishing, excellent. Let's buy up some neighborhoods and groom our own president. Yeah. And I come to you today with all intentions of spreading love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
All right, peace, Moors. Want to go ahead and bring our guest on, Brother Farmer Al. It's a pleasure to have you on here with us today.
Pleasure
Please
to
let
be
us
here,
know.
man.
Yeah, man. Please let us know a little bit about you and just how you came into or got interested in growing your own food, brother.
All right, let's start. Well, I'm from North Carolina, city called Greenville. Uh, on the outskirts, it's a little small town called Bethel. So I'm in between both of them. I'm 5 miles from, no, I'm 7 miles from Greenville, 7 miles from Bethel. So in 2012, take a little back further, around 2000, our grocery store down here, it got shut down. You know, the town grocery store. We're a little small town. Back then we ain't had number 800 people. It got shut down, and I was always growing vegetables. I'm like, whoa. So I'm gonna have to start growing a little bit of more everything. So,
Hold
but
up.
as far as growing vegetables,
When the
man,
when the
I
grocery
always
store shut down, like how did that affect your community?
uh it affected the community bad, man, because you know a lot of people they live walking distance of the grocery store. A lot of elderly
Yeah.
people, a lot of young people, and it ain't no jobs down here. This is an agricultural community. So as far as you can see, it ain't nothing but cornfields and tobacco fields. Everybody got to go elsewhere for work. But the people that ain't have no transportation, it was hard on them because they would either have to go 10 miles to Greenville or like 15 miles to Robinsonville or Canita or Williamson. You know, they had to go out of town somewhere else. You know, and that put a strain on a lot of elderly people, a lot of young people, a lot of people with no transportation.
Wow. Yeah, go ahead and continue, brother. Yeah, I just can imagine, man.
Yeah, but
That's devastating.
yeah, as far as growing vegetables, I was raised out here with my grandmama and my grandfather until I was 5 years old. So we ain't had no TV. My grandfather, he was a devout Christian. Grandmother was too. They did not believe in the TV because uh, my granddaddy told me back then, man, programming. He says programming, son. Ain't nothing but programming. He said everything on that TV. He said, matter of fact, I ain't got my mama talking about, but dad, I like to watch the news. My granddaddy say, I can tell you what's going on. I ain't got to watch the news. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that come are spoke of in the Bible. And that's what my granddaddy used. And most of the time, the TV, it take away the time that we could be doing, devoting to something else, something more higher. Like getting our garden together, focusing more time on God. Just getting out of the hustle and bustle, man, of the matrix.
And that's that wisdom for you from the
Yep,
elders.
yep.
Yeah.
And I was, 4 or 5 years old. We got 10 acres out here, and everything was like this year granddaddy grow corn. So my job was, hey, John, they call me John. John, go out there, get 5 buckets and shell me 5 buckets of corn. Now I'm 4. I'm 5. Got my cousins out there. My cousin Lamont, my cousin Tim, we young. They probably like 6, 7. So we out there, it was natural to us. We ain't know nothing about no grocery store, man. Them canned goods that grandmama had up there, we thought she put them in the can with the vegetables that she got out of the garden. Because if we wanted something to eat, Tim's job was to go in the chicken house and get eggs every day. He collect the eggs. Tim, go in there and get them eggs. We need breakfast. We go in there and get the eggs. Granddaddy had the hogs. He had a smokehouse. Oh man, that smokehouse. Anyway, he had a smokehouse. You need some meat, a ham or something, some ribs. Walk right in the smokehouse. It's hanging up. Snatch it down. Go in the house and cook it.
Yeah.
Cornmeal. Granddaddy had a grinder. He'd take the corn, grind it up. We got our own cornmeal. The same thing with the sausage. I still got a sausage grinder right now. Uh, Take the sausage, take the pig intestines, grind it up. There go your sausage. Crackness, all our meat. Everything except for the sugar. Stuff like sugar and flour, uh, we had to go to the grocery store for. But anything other than that, man, my granddaddy grew it and he sold most of it to the grocery stores. I ain't even know what was going on. I'm helping granddaddy bag, pack up the sausage. He going, taking it, sell it. It was all natural to me until I started going to school. And that's when everything changed for me. But I went to school, went learned about the city life. But 2012, man, I came back home and started growing vegetables, man, because uh, I got tired of taking the food back, like the recall. You know what I'm saying? If you've been eating such and such lettuce, please take it back to the store because it's contaminated with salmonella. It's contaminated with
Yeah.
listeria. It's contaminated with this. It's contaminated with that. I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
why is it contaminated? We ain't never had to worry about no contamination while, growing. My granddad, we ain't never got sick eating the food that we grew because, people using chemicals and they not using regenerative practice because we got to work with nature. We don't supposed to work against nature. Every time we try to work against nature, we lose in the end because you
Yes.
can't go against God. God created nature as a cycle to work with everything on earth, even the humans. So when we try to do it faster and do it better than the creator, it fails every time.
Yes. And if I could get you to stop right there, just don't forget your train of thought. So
Yes.
when you were speaking about like with with nature trying to do things faster or better, for appearances, that's something too that my granddad talked about. Just because his father owned land in Tennessee and they had a farm, and he saw growing up how He said it was like the local government. They would come through and they would make all the farmers use a certain fertilizer. They couldn't use the natural stuff that they already had.
Yeah,
They had to
yeah,
use this fertilizer. They even had to use these types of seeds. And he
yes,
saw that coming through and he saw the switch where the vegetables like tomatoes, for example, the regular tomatoes, they might not be super big and perfect looking, but they
yeah,
tasted good. They had real substance to it. And they had the vitamins and stuff in them they were supposed to, but
yes.
they gave them the
That
new
that's it.
ones
That's it.
and like a lot of them came out looking big and bright and
Yeah.
everything, but they didn't taste the same.
Nope.
And he knew that because he saw all the vegetables, all
Nope.
they all tasted different. Like, they didn't have the flavor that used to be
Right.
in there, like the cucumbers. They used to actually taste good, whereas now they're kind of like flavorless. And
Right.
so, it was all about appearances, so they'll look better at the market, and
Exactly.
you'll have
Uniform.
less to get thrown away.
Yeah. Uniform. Yep.
And we seen that too, with my family because we used to live overseas in Brazil, and we saw in the market there. That was the first thing I noticed when I was eating the vegetables, like the cucumbers and stuff like that. Like, wow, they taste good. They taste better. You know,
Yep.
and not saying that they not having those issues with GMO stuff too, but they started this generations ago,
Yep. See.
and it's something we should
Um.
all be concerned about. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
See.
sidetrack you when you were
No, you're
speaking.
right. You're right. Speaking on that. Uh, the vegetables that so-called are, say, heirloom. I use heirloom, non-GMO vegetables, stuff like that. They are the most natural that we can get, but they are susceptible to pests and diseases. Uh, like tomatoes, for instance, blight, uh, powdery mildew, all that good old stuff. An heirloom tomato, it can get attacked by 5, 6 different diseases. That GMO will not, because it been bred against that. But the downfall of that is the nutrient deficiency. Uh, the nutrient deficiency. Okay, the vegetables, the heirloom vegetables, we've been eating them for thousands of years. So over that time, they build up the nutrients, more nutrients that we need. Plus, it takes a long time for the food to grow. You know, and during that length of time that we are using organic methods and it's a GMO, it has more time to grow natural and pull all the nutrients out of the soil at a specific time that it need to. Because everything got a season, a date, and a time, right? But when you try to force it with fertilizers and other means, okay, say I use fertilizer and it'll be big real fast and ready, right? But it ain't been down there nothing but a week when it take a month and a half to grow. So has
Wow.
it had time to pull up the nutrients that it needs? No. Just like the chickens, for instance, right? The chickens that we eat today are bred to be ready in 6 weeks, 8 pounds. Now, according to nature, what animal on this earth is fully grown at 6 weeks? Can y'all think of one?
I don't know off the
I
top
don't,
of
I
my
don't know.
head.
No.
Nope.
A puppy, 6 weeks, he's still a baby. A horse, 6 weeks, he's still a baby. A cow, 6 weeks, he's still a baby.
Yeah,
But that chicken, 6 weeks, he already in that breeding process.
that's insane.
That's not natural. And those chickens, they don't even live to be 2 years old. Like the chicks that I raise, they'll take a year to get 8 pounds. That's how God intended it for to be. So that's why no matter what we try to do to defeat or to make something quicker, it'll take away the nutrients of what we growing. You know, okay, everything got a time, a date, and all of that. You might can grow it faster, but it ain't gonna have the same nutrients as the heirloom, as the original version. You know, uh, we just can't beat that, and it's best to use regenerative practices because uh, we are natural people. You know, we need nature. You know, we don't need chemical. You know, uh, I understand they need it in the modern day process to feed everybody, but where's a will, it's a way. You know, but even if you don't have a lot of land, y'all, you can grow in pots, cups. You can grow in anything. You ain't got to have a lot of land. Yep. But you just got to be mindful of uh, what we put into our bodies because we growing this food to heal ourselves. We growing this food because food is supposed to be medicine, right? So we supposed to eat the food that's nutritious and don't cause us no harmful side effects. When we use chemicals in these foods and spray it with chemicals and pesticides, that get in the soil, the plant pick that up, and when we eat it, that vegetable or that plant, we get that pesticide in our body. Now we sick when the food's supposed to be healing us. It don't make no sense. And we running around wondering why we sick. It's the food we eat,
Yeah.
you know.
And
And
what you said about the chickens, now, like that's scary. That should be concerning for us how they grow them so fast. You know, we're
yeah,
out sometimes. We asking the wife
they,
like, where are
they
all these
the
wings coming
genetics,
from?
yeah, the genetics. They've been bred like uh, they used to use Cornish cross. Cornish cross was a quick growing chicken. They get fat real quick. So evidently they found another quick growing chicken. They get fat real quick and kept breeding two fat chicks, two fat, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, that's why now they got the chickens that in 6 weeks, they already 8 pounds. But that still ain't that ain't natural. Like that chicken I killed, uh that chicken that I had killed, that was a young rooster. I believe he was like 18 months, the one I slaughtered, you know. So yeah, they take some time, you know. Uh yeah, man. Uh we got to be careful, especially now, uh with everything that's going on, man.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I just read that they're gonna start putting ant the ant in the food and the chickens and the cattle and
You
then the
mean the
pork.
insect? You talking about ants?
No, I ain't talking about the ants. I'm talking about the ant where they hit you in the arm with
Oh yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. That
couple
jab
years
thing.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
jab. Yeah.
Ooh,
They gonna take that jab stuff and start putting it in our food. So all the people that didn't take it, that's how they're gonna force you to take it.
yeah, yeah. We seen that too with them talking about Bill Gates buying up all the land, all the
Okay,
farms.
okay. Now that's the main one that wanted depopulate, and he buying up all the farms. Come out, please take my food. Uh, no, sir.
Yeah,
I know, I
yeah. That
understand. Appeal. It's just appeal. It's a coating on the avocados to make them last longer. But like I said, fresh is best. You know, everything got a season, a time, a date. You know, you're supposed to pull it fresh and eat it then. Uh, but yeah, just look into it, man. Research everything. Cause they used to ask me, why are you looking at the food ingredients on the back of the list? Everything you buy. I said, because, you know, some things cause cancer, you know. I'm like, look at this right here. You know, this cause cancer, this cause this cause that. And they're like, man, where you getting this knowledge from? What are you talking about? We live in America. They ain't gonna it's approved by the FDA, and they ain't gonna put nothing harmful in our foods and stuff. But come to find out, some of the foods that we eat are banned in other countries because of certain health effects. The FDA allow certain parts per million of poisons, chemicals in our food and water supply.
Yes. Yeah. And it's
So
really it's it's insane when you think about it, and especially with the guy Bill Gates, wanting to get into that industry, with the farming,
yeah,
because that's
yeah,
a
I just think
conflict of interest.
no, not necessarily a conflict of interest. How is it a conflict of interest?
I'm looking at the old TED talk where he was actually on there speaking about depopulation. He
Okay.
worded it in a way that it sounded like he was saying, well, the vaccines are going to make people live longer and therefore the population will go down. That's how he worded it, because I guess that doesn't sound as bad. But he didn't say how the vaccine, he was saying it like people going to live longer, they're going to have less children. That's how he said it. But he's
And
still saying without saying what he's really saying about, his
the,
push.
the one I seen, he said we need to depopulate about 4 billion people. And he
Yeah.
said, this is his words now. He said we can do it through the hospitals, the vaccines, the public the public health care service, like the public health and all that,
Yeah.
and any other means that supposed to help the people. So you already know about a Planned Parenthood and all this other stuff. They just gonna tighten the noose, man. That's why it's
Yeah.
more important than ever that we have our own. You know, we need our own. We need our own everything. Uh because we do. We not getting service like we supposed to. We not, we ain't looked over. So the best way to do that is build your own. And I was reading a newspaper article where the guys in Virginia, the black and brown guys in Virginia, uh, they found they Indian tribe, they found the Indian nation, and all the money that they got back, you know what they did?
What's
They
that?
built their own hospital. They built their own
That's
hospital
beautiful.
for themselves. So
Yes.
they got brown and black doctors, brown and black nurses, children in school, nurses, nursing degrees. Hey, we got our own hospital now. We can work for your people, be treated fairly, and we can have somebody that, treat us fairly. That's why we got to
That's
go.
beautiful.
We need to be in all fields: science,
Yeah.
mathematics, doctors, astronomy, everything. We just got to, man. Because if we don't, man, you know, come on now, it ain't getting no better.
Yeah. I'm
It ain't
with you.
getting
The
no
way
better
things
for
are
you.
going, I
You
don't think
know,
we have any choice but to
you
move
know.
in that direction. So,
Yeah.
one thing that I wanted to ask you, if you could, since you told us a little bit about yourself, how you got into growing your own food, please, if you don't mind, let us know what you're doing as far as like, you just growing in your backyard. Like, what are you doing, and what do you grow? What type of livestock do you have? Anything that you would like to share with us, please do.
Okay. All right. For instance, I just went and picked these out of the garden this morning. That's a broccoli. This is a patty pan squash. Can y'all see that? That's called a patty pan squash. Uh, that's a yellow squash. I picked that and another 2 bowls this morning, but I gave the rest to a lady. But as far as me, I'm going in my backyard. Uh, I grow everything that I eat and everything I don't eat. I'm currently trying to expand, but it's hard when it ain't nobody but you. It ain't nobody but myself that's really trying to do it. Like you said, man, everybody else lost. They get help and want to go to the grocery store. But me, being raised out here with my grandfather, you know, he ain't need no help from the government or nobody else. You got land, that's all the help you need right there. But right now, I got some white potatoes out here. I got some broccoli. I got some cabbage collards. Y'all know what cabbage collards are? Cabbage collards are a cross between cabbages and collards. Because as we know, collards, they get right now collards take 45 minutes to cook. Collards, when they hit that frost, they get done about 20 minutes. But the cabbage collard is a cross between cabbage and collards, and it get done in about 20 minutes. It has the flavor of collard greens, but it get done real quick like cabbages. And that's what they look like right there. That's a cabbage collard. So, or a yellow cabbage. So anybody in the South, they know what those are because everybody love them in the South. But right now, I got squash, those UFO squash. I got some red Russian kale. I got some red cabbages. I got some lettuce, some butter crunch lettuce. I got onions. I got Cherokee tomato. Uh, I got bell peppers. I got some. What are these? I got some giant Marconi bell peppers, and I have what the California Wonder bell pepper. I also have some carrots over there. Beets coming up. Uh, oh, I got some corn too. I have some sweet corn. 90% of the corn in America, y'all, is GMO. 90%. That's a big number. 90%. That's might as well say all of it is genetically modified.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's in
Man.
everything. Think about it now. Your maple syrup that you put on your pancakes, it got corn syrup in it. So come on now. Even the corn chips, the meal, anything with the sodas that we drink. If y'all drink sodas, what it say in there? High fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
High fructose corn syrup. And it's genetically modified. It's genetically modified because it's a bug that attacks the corn, right? It's a worm that attacks the corn. So they took and came up with some poison that's already in the corn. So when that bug eat that corn and take like 3 or 4 bites, it die. So us eating that poisonous corn over 30, 40, 50 years, it's gonna mess us up.
Wow.
That's why they allow it. Because if it don't kill you right then, oh, you fine. But let somebody say, I ate some ice cream or something and started throwing up, had to go to the hospital and almost died. Where's gonna be on the news everywhere? Hey, stop, take that ice cream off the shelf. Somebody almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It comes down to their money.
Sneaky.
They can't make no money if somebody out there dying eating that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if it's tainted, and it's a big circle. We got to go right to the doctor and, for some stuff that we ate. But yeah. And, back in the day, look at our grandparents. Our grandparents lived longer than us. We supposed to be living longer than our grandparents. We supposed to live longer than our parents. Some of our parents living longer than us.
Yeah,
Man,
that's wild.
I know a lady that was 18 and she had diabetes already.
Man, yeah, that's wild. And
And that,
what you said about the grandparents living a long time, man, that's real talk because just going back to the 1920s and 1930s,
uh-huh,
you see the elders, man, that our ancestors, they were living to be like 110,
yep.
and they were having big families, having
Why?
10, 15,
Because they,
20
grew their
children.
own food. They
Yep,
drink water. They drink water out of the ground, and that's why they
yeah, they
stopped us
had the
from having
well.
well water. That's why they
Yeah,
stopped us from having well water. Talking about it's poisonous, it's contaminated, all this. Not if your land uncontaminated. If your land uncontaminated, untouched, you ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You got filters. The ground is a natural filter. All of that, Oh, and I got
yeah,
straight 8 cucumbers, y'all. Straight 8 cucumbers. See, look at the variety. They still got the old school vegetables. You just got to go under heirloom. Look under heirloom and organic vegetables, or non-GMO vegetables. If you're looking for seeds, oh, I got peppers already. Okay, I didn't even know that. But yeah, and that's how we find what our grandparents used to eat. But we don't like to eat that. Why? Because it tastes funny, but it got more fiber and more nutrients that we need. It might not taste good to us, but it's good for you. What tastes good to you, it don't be good for you. Y'all know that.
that's true.
Like brown crowder peas. They probably
Yeah,
ain't never heard of no brown crowder pea. Have you?
nah, I don't recall that.
And yeah, they is uh see, we eating black eyed peas now. They
Yeah,
they
yeah,
good and all that. But man, if you eat some brown crowder peas, man, they
uh-huh,
brown. They brown, right? Like wheat, like us. That's how they look,
uh-huh,
brown. Man, but man, they so buttery and got a nutty taste, man. They're so good, man.
yeah,
Boy, boy. Yeah. But oh, and I got some grapevines. I got scuppernong grape and muscadine. The big black ones that we used to
yeah,
eat. They are the best because they got the most anthocyanins in it. They got the most anthocyanins, and if you smoke, you need that. They kill free radicals in your bloodstream,
wow,
anthocyanins. Uh, yeah, that's why they drink that red wine, stuff like that. They
yeah,
say it's good for your heart. Yeah, that's what they do. Anything with that red in it, like a red cabbage, any
uh-huh,
red and purple fruit, like dark purple and all that, they the best for you for your bloodstream. Uh, because the different colors will tell you what it got in it. Like sweet potatoes, beta carotene. You know what I'm saying? The orange
yeah.
watermelon, they don't got lipocene. The orange watermelon. You know what they got?
What's that?
Beta carotene.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they're orange. They're orange. They got more beta carotene than the red watermelon with lipocene in it. You know what I'm saying? So the different
yeah,
colors, and it's more different colors and fruits and vegetables than we see at the grocery store, y'all. I'm talking about like it may be 1,000 varieties of watermelon, but we only know one or two.
yeah,
Like the squash, we only know probably about two squash. The green squash, uh, what they call that daggone thing? They look like the crookneck squash. That green thing. Uh,
uh,
Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a squash, but it's green. Uh,
yeah,
I forgot the name of that thing, but it looked just like that yellow squash I just showed you. And that's the only thing we
uh-huh,
see at the grocery store. People
yeah,
talking about that's a squash. What's that white thing look like that? Yeah, that's what our
yeah,
grandparents used to eat. See, that's a squash. It's called
uh,
a patty pan squash. See, it's more varieties out there. We just got to
yeah,
find it. Like Cherokee purple tomato. That come from the Cherokee tribe. You know what I'm saying? Seeds that they done saved through the wars and all that. So, you know,
yeah, yeah. There
yeah.
was a question from the chat. Somebody asked Sister Kimberly. She asked if you could speak on places where we could get or order the heirloom seeds.
Uh I use Baker Creek, to be honest. That's the only one I know. Just Google it. Google heirloom seeds, uh heirloom vegetable seeds,
Yeah,
and a lot of them will pop up. But the one I currently use is Baker Creek because uh they have more than what you see in the catalog they send you. They got thousands of seeds. But yeah.
Okay,
But
Baker's
this,
Creek. Yeah.
yep,
And
Baker
that
Creek.
squash you was talking about earlier, you talking about zucchini?
Yep, this zucchini. That's what it is. It ain't nothing but a green squash. That's all it is. But that's the only thing we see at the grocery store. That's the only thing we know.
Yeah.
So just like carrots. Right now, I got some purple carrots out here, y'all. Y'all ain't probably
Yeah.
talking about purple carrot. What is a purple carrot? It is called
Uh-huh.
a black nebula carrot.
Wow.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I just pulled this up. It's a black nebula carrot.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. Go wash that thing off right quick. But let's see. Y'all see that color?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, purple. Yeah, that purple in there. Yep. They taste just yeah, see? They taste just like
Yeah.
a regular carrot, but they purple.
Yeah.
And like I said, they have more anthocyanins in it. They better for you if you're a smoker. You know, I smoke cigarettes and stuff, so that's why I grow a lot of purple vegetables and fruits and eat them raw. Yep.
Yeah. I hear you. And
Yep.
oh, sorry about that. Yeah, the mic was out. Yeah, so I didn't hear if you like could share like what type of livestock you have out there.
Uh, all my livestock, unfortunately, are ate up right now, man. I do have a cow though. I got a cow. His name Moo. He about 9 months. He probably about I say about 600-700 pounds. He back there in the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will would you
But I had chickens, turkeys, goats. Uh, yeah, chickens, turkeys, and goats. That's all I ever had.
do you use like for example like the cow manure, do you use that for fertilizer or no?
No,
Could
currently
you
no.
tell me why? Would you
Uh,
mind sharing?
shoot, I just don't right now. Because I'm just piling it up for earthworm. I love to go fishing, and I ain't trying
Yeah.
to buy no more worms, man. I went fishing yesterday and used the worms that I made, and I had a good time. I racked up, but yeah, I just put all his manure in a pile. I pick it up because I don't have no dung beetles out here. I don't know if they native to this area or not. I haven't. Have I seen some? I might have seen some bugs in the doodle, but I don't know if it was a dome beetle or not. But I have earthworms, and when I let it sit out there for like 3 days and let the sun bake it, and when it get hard, I pick it up and scoop it up. But when I do that, there'll be a pile of earthworms in it because the worms come from up under the ground and they feed on it. So that's how I catch and collect them, and I just put it in a pile, mix it with hay, and eventually every now and then I throw some grass clippings up there. But yeah, I just got that in a big pile back there. I'm just using that for worms. But right now, I'm just using some organic fertilizer for my garden because cow manure is good, but it really don't have any nutrients in it because it ain't nothing but grass. And the cow got 4 stomachs. That grass done passed through his stomach 4 times because he regurgitated, passed it back down. So all the nutrients that been pulled out of that, it's in his system. It got a little bit of nutrients in it. Cow manure, what is like 1%, 111, like 1% nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. You know, but it does. Uh, if you have sandy soil and you want to add some more, like compost, and you want to fix your soil, cow manure work great. But my soil right now is fine. So I ain't messing with it.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, would you
But
mind
I do sell it though. I do sell it for people that do use it in their garden also. With the
okay.
worms, with the earthworms and all that. So, earthworms, they're good for your garden. They aerate the
Yeah.
soil, all that good old stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, there was another question too, where somebody was asking uh, if you could speak on starting a small farm like a greenhouse. Really,
Okay.
if you could just share any advice you could have for people who may be
Okay.
growing, in a small space.
Yeah. Like a greenhouse. Man, you can build a greenhouse for probably $150. Uh, get you some PVC pipe. Uh, probably about 12 feet. Get a 12 feet section in the store, bend it in a U, and see what the arch is. It's an arch, too small. You had to get a connector piece and get two pieces, get like two 8 pieces, put them together, and then build the arch. You'll probably need, depending on how big you need your greenhouse. The panels cost more, but that's the cheapest greenhouse I know is a PVC panel greenhouse. And you can get some plastic. Uh, it is You might need like 6 mil, some thick greenhouse plastic, 6 mil, 7 mil, 9 mil. They come in odd sizes, 1, 3, 5. So you probably need like some 7 mil, some 9 mil plastic if you're in a windy area. Uh, put it over the greenhouse. Uh, cut your little door out. That's the cheapest greenhouse I know is a PVC greenhouse with the mill plastic. The next one would be uh, the little wooden or PVC greenhouse with the panels, but that'll be more expensive. But that will last you a lot longer though if you use the PVC panels. So that's two greenhouses I know, and the greenhouses they usually keep it uh, around a season hotter. Like so in the wintertime, it might feel like fall in the greenhouse. It'll keep it above freezing, like 20 degrees below 20 degrees above your outside temperature. So you can get an early start and you can grow all the way through wintertime if you don't have a lot of land, a lot of space. Just make sure you put it in a very sunny area. You staple it down good. Cause if you're in a windy area, hurricane prone and all that. And yeah, that's about it. That's the two cheapest greenhouses I know. The PVC panel, the panel greenhouse. You can go to Lowe's and find them panels. Those sheets are around $20 a piece, and they 8 feet by 8 feet. So for a nice size greenhouse, you probably need about 10 of them, 10, 12 of them, plus the screws and the rest of the hardware. But it will last you years.
Is there any crops you could think of that maybe people that are just starting to grow that like help the soil, anything like that to help people get started?
Uh, beans, they add night. See, the main thing you want to do is, if you can, at the end of your season, just turn whatever vegetables that you didn't grow, if they not diseased, if they don't have a disease, turn them back over into the soil. When they break down, they'll add more nutrients to the soil. They'll add nitrogen and other trace minerals to the soil, and that will help your soil hold more moisture. As it break down.
Okay,
But
gratitude.
all vegetables, like beans, you don't need to add nitrogen to beans because beans actually pull nitrogen from the soil. So after you pull the beans, rototill them back into the soil or whatever, chop them back into the soil, and there go your natural nitrogen right there. Natural nitrogen and all that, just like the tomatoes. They have a lot of potassium in it. Take those tomatoes that are not diseased, blend them right back into the soil and all that, or uh, you can that. Or you can use cover crops in between seasons. You know, like buckwheat or clover. Clover is a good one. You know, it all depends on your area where you live at. Uh, and the natural plants and stuff in your area.
Yeah, should we stick to growing the stuff that's native, to where we live at?
Um, no, not necessarily, because it's a lot of stuff that's can do well over a wide variety of places. Uh, Grow what you like, what's healthy for you, and just experiment. You never know what you like. Don't say I don't like this. It look fun, stuff like that that people be doing, because you never know. Because we weren't introduced to it. It was hid from us. You know, uh, and just like you said, like, did you say your grandfather seen the change? He seen the
Yeah,
change where you couldn't grow certain vegetables and stuff anymore, and you had to grow
yeah,
this type of vegetable, and you had to grow that type of vegetable.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Food is medicine. They cut our medicine supply off.
Can we speak about that now? Food is medicine.
Okay.
What can you share, like what you know or what you could use, for your health, to
Okay.
improve your health?
I don't mean to preach or nothing, y'all, but listen, to all my Bible believing people, it's all about obedience. Get you a strong concordance. We cannot eat whatever we want to eat, because he gave us over 613 laws and statutes and stuff that we're supposed to abide by, because we're special people, right? All people. Okay. Can a koala bear and can a koala bear and a daggone polar bear eat the same thing?
Definitely no.
No. But both of them bears, though, they can eat the same thing. They supposed to be able to eat the same thing. But if you feed that
Nah.
polar bear, that koala died, that polar bear gonna die. It ain't got enough
Yeah,
fat and stuff in it. So
yeah.
everybody ain't the same. Speaking on that, like milk, we can't drink milk. Most of us, 90% of us can't drink milk. We drink some milk, we going to the bathroom. Right?
Yeah.
Tell our stomach up.
Yep.
It's coming out. Right?
Uh-huh.
The only milk that we supposed to drink is the milk that come from our mamas up to a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So that go to show you that we don't supposed to drink that. Now other people can drink it with no problem. They ain't going to the bathroom, but that's a different people. We
Yeah.
don't supposed to eat the same things because we not the same people.
Yeah.
Food is medicine. Man, it boiled down to this. Like I was saying earlier, we supposed to eat to heal ourselves and to get the nutrients so we can keep going, keep moving. That's sustenance. Uh, Certain foods, they look good, they taste good, but they don't provide no nutritional benefits for us. We just got to look into what we eat, if it's natural or not, because all plants not natural, just like them GMO plants. So we got to look at the variety of the plant that we eat. And when we go in the grocery store, even though it's collard greens and berries and apples, they look healthy. They supposed to be healthy. If they got that 4-digit up there, that start with a 9, I believe, or if it's 4 digits, it already tell you it been sprayed. with pesticides. But hold on. It was just a lawsuit on some pesticide company, Roundup, because that Roundup, people were spraying that near their garden or in their garden, to get rid of the weeds, and it caused them all types of cancer. What company make the chemicals that are sprayed on the crops they would eat today? Is it the same company? I think we need to research that, and I think y'all be astonished what y'all find. But yeah, food is medicine. Like, for instance, I got a pine needle show I did with pine trees, showing the benefits of the pine needle, the sap, because that's how they make stuff like vapor rub, Vicks vapor rub. You know what I'm saying? When you get a cold, rub it on your chest. It's real powerful, smell like turpentine and all that. But it'll pull that cold out of you and get in your system and, work miracles and open you up. Just like the first plant to pop up every spring is the dandelion, right? That's medicine. Take that, the whole thing, the roots, the flowers, the stem, everything, boil that down to a tea. That's good for you, help you sleep, insomnia. Just look at the benefits of that. Google it. You don't believe me? Don't take my word for it. Google it. And I don't even use Google. I got books in the house where natural herb books. Like, I can go outside and get my book and identify the flowers and the bushes that's down here, all these, and it'll tell me if it got nutritional benefit. That's what the doctors used to use back in the days before they switched over. But yeah, like just like different vegetables have different vitamins and nutrients and minerals. We just got to find the one that's most potent to us, and we need that fiber, stuff with that fiber and stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told my mama, I said, Mama, I can get you off that blood pressure medicine. Eat some grapefruit. You ain't got to take the medicine, right? My doctor told me don't eat no grapefruit. It'll drop my blood pressure too low. I said, well, if blood pressure pills make you feel bad, get in your system and all that, but a grapefruit is natural and it can drop your blood pressure, just tell them people you don't want the blood pressure pills no more. You just gonna eat a half of grapefruit every day to keep your blood pressure down. See, that's medicine. Why don't the doctors tell us that? Why they, put us on these pills that's gonna cause us more problems and side effects? Then just go ahead, hey man, go home and eat a grapefruit. Keep your blood pressure down.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing, man, with a little plant called mullein. Got health benefits for colds, your respiratory tract, all of that. Yeah, man. And not all weeds that y'all see in y'all garden are weeds. Some of those are actually herbs. Yep. And it's an app on your phone. That Google, when you go to Google, right? It's a little it's a little camera lens. If you match that camera lens, it'll pull up the Google thing, and then you click a picture of the plant. It'll tell you exactly what that plant is and give you the nutrient benefits of that plant.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an app I just found on the phone a couple weeks ago. I like that. But yeah, that's why we supposed to eat to stay healthy, to feel good, and to live like our grandparents did. Like beets. Beets, they red. What that help? Smokers. Got anti-cancer fighting properties and stuff like that. But people don't like beets today, do they? No. But I bet you your grandparents love beets, and that's why they stay healthy, But us, we want to eat what tastes good, If it tastes, no, it don't taste good to me. I don't want to eat that. No. And we don't know what we're missing out on. We're missing out on our natural medicine. And we natural people. And this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just with what you sharing, these are things that our grandparents or great grandparents, great great grandparents used to know,
And
and used
some of
to
these
be able to
people,
get those things out the garden.
like my mama, right? For instance, she always talking about, boy, back in the day, you get sick, my grandmama run in the woods, get this, boil it down, and next thing you know, you heal. I'm like, Dad, that sounds good right there, mama. I guess that's where I get it from, But some people just lose the connection, man. Some people just lose that connection. We get comfortable. We get comfortable with that working, our kids, lifestyle, and they making it easy for us. You know what I'm saying? Making it easy for us, but with everything, you just got to look at the big picture, man. Don't lose track of who you are, what you want to achieve in life. Your goals and dreams and aspirations, and the best we want to provide for our family, because we got to eat 3 times a day: lunch, breakfast, dinner, all that good old stuff. And if the food that we eating, is making us sick and causing us to live shorter, that's a real problem right there. So we got to go back to, doing for ourselves, man, growing our own. It don't take much. You'll be surprised, because most plants, if you find a variety like indeterminate, it's called indeterminate and determinate. The tomatoes I got now, they got tomatoes on them. They are indeterminate variety. The Cherokee purple, they can produce until the frost hit them. So I got 45 plants of them. I got like 45 tomato plants. I can draw them, I can draw them. I know that they healthy and they ain't cause me no problem. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, we can freeze our vegetables like squash, for instance. Like them squash, if you cut them up and freeze them and then you pull them out of the freezer, there'll be too much water come out. They'll get soggy. So what you do is you cook them first and then freeze them. So when you throw them out, they ain't soggy. They good. You good. Or you can cut them real thick. That's why they be so thick in the grocery store. But they still get soggy and leak a lot of water out because they ain't nothing but water. A lot of vegetables will produce all year round. And if they don't produce all year until frost, you can stagger your season. You can grow them like 3 weeks apart. By the time that one getting ready and dying out, the next one that you grew, it's getting ready to feed your family. It don't take much. And then you can try, if you don't have a lot of space and you do have some ground space, you can try square foot gardening. That'll be real good for you right there. A square foot gardening. Because you can get a lot of crops. We hear you, Momo. You can get a lot of crops in a small area. So square foot gardening. I got a couple books on that I found a couple years ago. And raised beds garden. You can also build some flower beds. You can build flower beds, raised beds, and pots if you don't have a lot of land space. But soursop. Soursop is reportedly 10,000 more powerful times than chemotherapy.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard that. Uh huh.
Yeah. So
That's a tropical fruit though. I mean, are
yeah,
you able to grow that? Like where you at? You in North Carolina?
man, I'm in North Carolina on the coast. I don't get below freezing, but with a hot house, a hoop house, a
Uh huh.
warm house, or a greenhouse, it don't ever hit freezing. You know, it's
Yeah,
always around 70 degrees. So if
yeah,
you keep it at 70 degrees and above, I believe that soursop can survive. See
yeah.
what I'm
And
saying?
that's a fruit, so that's gonna be
Or
growing on a
or you
tree.
got yeah,
Yeah,
or you get some lights, you know?
yeah,
Uh yeah. So uh where is that? But yeah, man, it's just a lot of stuff that we don't know because we lost connection with it, man. Is that medicine just like I was telling you that purple grape, that wild grape that we used to eat, that we used to walk around in the woods, walk down the street and see the grapevine growing them big black grapes.
uh
Those the
huh.
best for it. Those just like a soursop in the grape family.
Wow,
They the best, top of the best. You can't get no better grape than that. I don't care about them
wow.
wine table grapes, none of that. Nothing has more anthocyanins than that grape right there. And anthocyanins have been proven to help fight cancer.
Yeah,
Yep,
man, that's
that big black purple grape.
yeah. You
Yep.
ever heard of rhubarb?
Yep. I got some.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any rhubarb. I am growing rainbow shard. That's what I'm growing. Yeah,
Okay.
rainbow shard. But yeah, I know what rhubarb is. I ain't growing none of that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
man,
that's something
food.
that grows a lot of up here. Somebody asked too if cherry tomatoes are any good, or is that something created?
Uh, cherry tomatoes are the best, according to the late Dr. Sebi, I believe. But yes, because you know the vegetables, man, from thousands of years ago or a couple hundreds of years ago, don't even look like the vegetables that we eat today. Like a
Yeah,
watermelon. Back in the day, that watermelon, man, we wouldn't even want to eat that watermelon because it wasn't nothing but a bunch of seeds and had very little flesh. But
yeah,
today, we did a good job on the watermelon, you know, because it got a lot of water nutrients in it, and that that water, that's like a diuretic. That's good for us. That watermelon juice, that watermelon is one of the best for us, you know. And it got them big black seeds, and I swallowed the seeds and all.
yeah. Well,
Yep, I
and
swallowed the seeds
so
and all.
what about the seedless watermelons though? Because a lot of people they
Man,
have a hard
listen,
time finding the seeded ones.
listen, y'all. If y'all need seeded watermelon, uh, okay, first thing you need to do is Google like a hardware farmer store in your area, like the closest hardware, old school farmer store, uh, like that. And then say you got like a agriculture supply. If y'all got an agriculture supply, go in there and see if they got them those seeds. And you can tell that they seeded because of the variety that they'll be, and they'll have the big black seeds. But if you can't find none there, try your local Walmart and Lowe's like that. See, they're gonna be a little high. You might pay $3 for 10 seeds, but it'll be worth it because you can dedicate one vegetable or all the vegetables and save your seeds. So next year you ain't got to buy no more. You got your own. So it'll be worth it in the end. Uh, but if not, you'll have to Morris. Fairy Moores. That's another seed guy that has all of the seeds, like anything you can think of. They have the non-GMO seeds. So like if you're looking for a sugar baby watermelon or Jubilee or Charleston Gray, they got them. It's called Ferris Morris or Morris Ferris, one of them. There's a seed bank, but I think they just do it by the pound. Oh, try your local greenhouse. That's where you go at. Go to the greenhouse, y'all. Yes. That's what I use. If you ain't got no farmer, my cousin, I used to get all my vegetables from him, but he stopped farming. He got old. And then I used to get the seeds by the pound. But the seeds might cost you 20, 30, about $50 a pound, but you might get 1,000,000 plus seeds. So but go to the greenhouse. Your local greenhouse should have all the seeds that you need. Yeah, just tell them you need vegetable seeds, and they should hook you up with the same seeds I'm trying to hook you up with, Ferris Morris or Morris Ferris, and tell them that you need. Well, you ain't got to tell them, because most of the seeds in there, they gonna come back and produce because they don't have no GMO seeds. Nobody don't carry them but the big agriculture people. If you need a seedless watermelon or something, you got to go back to them to buy it. So everybody else, the little men, the little stores and stuff, they got them. Your local greenhouse. Yep, that should be it. But if your local greenhouse don't got what you're looking for, uh, Ferris Morris and Ferris Morris, Baker Creek, and a couple other ones you can Google. I don't know the name of them off the top of my head right now.
Okay, appreciate that, man. And isn't it, we have another question too, just asking like, how do you store the seeds for the next season?
Okay, me personally, I use mason jars. I use little small mason jars, uh, and I keep them in my barn. I keep them in my barn over the winter time and all that. And I use mason jars because I had them in the barn one year and it rained in there, and all my seeds were left in the little plastic, the little brown, the paper that they give you, the paper seed pack, and they were ruined. So from now on, I put all mine in jars. But you can keep them in basically anything. But the safest thing to me would be some mason jars or a Tupperware container, or yeah, just take, like, you can keep them in the pack, right? All the seeds in the pack, and get you a big pickle jar and put them all in the pickle jar. That'll work. So you can know where they're at, and you can have all the seeds in one place. You ain't got to be running around looking for them. Take all of them, stuff them in a pickle jar inside the original pack, so you'll know what everything is. So that'll be the easiest for y'all new growers.
Appreciate that.
But you want to keep the seeds cool and dry. You don't want to let no moisture get to them, because some moisture get to them, they might sprout in the pack, and you don't want that. So once you finish with them, put them in an airtight container, put them, under the cupboard in the kitchen for next season.
All right. And gratitude, brother. And for people that's just starting out growing, man, you have any other tips?
Yeah, man. Amend your soil. Like, add natural things to your soil, like compost, kitchen scraps. If you go fishing, you can bury the fish in the garden. That's fish fertilizer. That's good. Especially tomatoes. They do good on that fish. You can bury that fish and then plant your tomatoes right over top of them. I did that last year, man. Dang, it did my tomatoes great. My tomatoes got like 6 feet tall. But yeah, amend your soil with natural ingredients, kelp. Some people use blood meal, uh, all that good old stuff. Chicken manure. But if you're using if you got chickens and you want to use manure, let that manure sit for 6 months and turn it. Don't even touch it. Do not put it in your garden because chicken manure is hot. It will burn your plants. If you got cows, you can wait a month and put that manure in the garden and it won't burn it because the manure already been broken down by the cow's stomach 4 times. It ain't hot. But if you got chickens and birds, do not use that manure in the garden because it still has active live bacteria, worms that is not beneficial to you or your garden. And so that's why you got to let the heat and that break down naturally. Uh, yeah, just add natural stuff to it. Start a compost pile, somewhere in the back. Turn that once a week, something like that. Look up composting ideas. Some people use compost bins. But me, I just pile mine up and keep it turned. If you're in an area that has rabbits and deer, put you a fence up immediately. Uh, see, I put me a fence up, but the only reason I did that is for to keep Moo my cow in. But I got my dogs, that come out here at night and protect my garden from deer because 5 years ago I had some pretty watermelons. Man, I know I had about 70 watermelons. I said, yeah, y'all looking good. I'm gonna come out here and get y'all in a couple days. Couple days go by, I come out here to get my watermelons. And y'all know what? It's a hole in every one of them. I thought somebody was jealous. I said, man, somebody that came out here and knocked a hole in my daggone watermelon. They mad because my garden look good and I'm doing this and that. Man, I ran in the house, told my mama friend, I said, man, somebody done bust a hole in my watermelons, man. And all of them, man, they hating. Let's go get them. He like, man, well, you need to go get them deers. I mean, what are you talking about, deer? He said, it's a hole in the middle, all of them. I said, yeah. He said, man, won't nobody but the deers that ate them hearts out. He said they were ready. The deers smelled it, and the deers came and had a buffet in your garden. So rabbits, deers, they will, chipmunks and what's them burrowing thing? Groundhog. If you got them in your area, you want fence. I don't know how y'all gonna defeat them groundhogs. Y'all don't add no poison because that can end up in your garden and still contaminating the insects and still getting in your garden. So if you got groundhogs, you might have to trap them. But yeah, other than that, just try to add natural ingredients to it. Start all your compost. If you don't have an animal like a cow, take all your vegetable clippings like peels and chopped up stuff that you use out of the kitchen. Make sure it's yours now because if it came from the grocery store and it got chemicals in it, and you use that in a compost pile and you put it in your garden, it will leach chemicals into your garden. So we want to use everything from our garden back into our garden. If it's coming from an outside source and you ain't sure it's organic, don't use it because it can end up still tainting you at the end. And I know it's gonna be hard, to stop right at once, but you can do it eventually. You can do it eventually. But and also it's some organic fertilizer called Epsoma. That's what I'm using now, and that's what I'm sprinkling out throughout my garden. Uh, it has a little bit of everything in it. You can use black cow manure. Uh, you can use wood chips, uh, straw. You can use a lot of stuff. But just make sure it's organic and it ain't too big.
Yeah, got to be careful with that
Yeah,
straw
yeah,
too. Make sure
yeah,
it didn't get sprayed.
that's about it. Just make sure it's shredded, and it can break down easy. Because what we want to do is we want to add layers. You know, that straw and all that stuff will break down. That's compost, and once it break down, it'll add nutrients to the soil, and we just keep doing that. You know, and that's actually better than tilling. What I do, because I disturb the soil, air it out, destroy bacteria, good and bad bacteria and all that. But just layering it like that, once you get it to a certain point, like pots, for instance. If you're growing in pots, you're gonna have to keep uh amending your soil with these type of things, because every time you water, you leach soil, you leach nutrients out, and the plant that's in the pot, it uses a lot of nutrients. It eats. So you're gonna have to add some in there around every week. So also, like, say you got some vegetables, for instance, like some organic bananas, some stems. You can take that, chop it up, add it to your water, sit it in the sun for like 2-3 days, and you'll see a color change. And you can take that and use in your garden. That's a natural fertilizer. Uh, yeah, that's what we want to do. Just add. But for a beginner, black cow compost would be the best for y'all. Uh, yeah, black cow compost. Uh, and just little light soil. Like I use potting soil because it's light and airy, and my seeds can pop through. I don't like using garden soil because that garden soil is too big. That garden soil be having like huge chunks of wood in it. But that would be also a good thing for gardeners though, to add to their garden. Like that garden soil with the different chunks in it, like with the mulch, with the peat moss, sphagnum moss, and all that. That'd be a good add that and some cow manure. That'll do y'all garden good. You just want to keep layering that every so often, because the soil is alive and your plants do pull up nutrients out of the ground, and the ground do get depleted. So we just want to add something back to it. So, and get you a pH tester, a soil meter, and all that, because what that'll do is tell you what your soil needs. Say you ain't growing nothing, but you just want to grow tomatoes. Tomatoes got to be around 6.5 pH, and you go test your soil and it's 5.5. You got to bring it up some. So that soil tester, that pH meter, it'll tell you how to do that. It'll tell you may need to add some lime to your soil, or you may need to add this to your soil. So, and that'll help get your soil on track. Lime, calcium, all that good old stuff. It's a host of variety of everything. Uh, but what we do not want to use is rock phosphate. Uh, I know people love they 10-10-10, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. That 10-10-10, that white phosphate, or the junk that look like fish, the stuff to be at the bottom of the fish aquarium with all them colors in it. We can't. It's poisonous. Straight. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's straight poison. You know what I'm saying? It's not organic. And look at the back of your product and see if it has a warning. What is it? CA95 warning. What the name is? It's a warning. I think it's a California 95 warning, and that means, without a doubt, that this product will cause cancer. If you look at the back of the certain fertilizer and stuff, it'll say, I think it's N95. What is it? Oh, I can't think right now. P95, N95, something N95, something like that. It got a number, it got a letter and some numbers behind it. And then when you look it up, it'll say this product is known in California to cause cancer. So we don't want to use none of that. So that's why we got to read everything. Yeah, we just got to read it, make sure it's organic, make sure that it's gonna do our garden good, and less is best. You don't want to add too much, because if you add too much, you can't take none out. You can't take that fertilizer back out once you put it down, but you can add some more to it if you don't put enough. So less is best. And like I was saying earlier, man, before I forget, we need those brown foods, y'all. Those foods, food is medicine. We need those brown foods. Like, you got diabetes, they'll tell you, don't eat no white bread, don't eat no white rice, don't eat no noodles, you know, uh, don't eat no white potatoes, eat sweet potatoes, eat brown whole wheat bread. So we supposed to be eating that from the start. I know people don't like the taste of it, but it's the best. I don't even eat brown rice. I eat black rice. Yes, my rice is black. It's a form of wild rice. Rice from way back then. If you know what that wild rice look like, that's
Yeah.
exactly how my rice look, but it's black. You know what I'm saying? It's big black kernels, all black. So yeah, it look just like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, the doctor tell you, man, don't eat no white bread. Cause they take the nutrients out and then put the same nutrients out that they take the nutrients out and then put the same nutrients back in that they just took out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you taking that color out. What you take that color out for? That color, we need it. That fiber, we need that.
Yeah.
That little bit of fiber, it do great for our body. It work miracles. I don't feel like breaking down the science, cause I be talking for 30 more hours. But yes,
Yeah.
what we ingest, it actually give us energy. Just like the sun give us energy, all that good old stuff. Our food give us energy. You know, so it's like certain seasons. Like now, I'm eating mostly vegetables and salads and stuff. Some people talking about, hey man, you want some soup? No man, this is not the time for soup. I don't want no soup. I want fresh salads and vegetables and fruits. This is what time
Yeah.
it is. Look, springtime. Come on now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense too. Yeah. And so like, yeah, the soups, that's like when it's wintertime. But yeah, man, I
Yeah.
I just yeah, I want to say thank you for sharing, bro. You shared a lot in this
You're welcome,
video.
man.
Yeah, and a lot of
Y'all got any
advice
more
for
questions,
people.
man? Go ahead and shoot them now. I know y'all. I can't even think now. I want to talk about a lot of stuff, but I can't even think now. My first time on TV, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So just once again, man, I want to thank you. Just say gratitude. You shared a lot,
Thank you.
and I'm sure everybody's learning from here.
Yeah.
Just want to thank you for your time. And maybe hopefully in the future we could do this again. I appreciate you. I want to
Yeah.
remind everybody too, though,
Anytime,
before we
man.
close out, to go check out this brother on social media. His links are in the description. Make sure you go. Everybody go and subscribe now. Go and subscribe to the brother's YouTube. He's already got some videos on there just showing what he's doing. So it's not
Yeah.
like in this
All
age with the
natural, baby.
influencers, you got people that's telling people to do stuff that they don't even live off of, you know.
Yeah.
But the brother's just sharing what he's actually doing. And so make sure you go over there to the YouTube channel. The link's in the description. If you're listening to this on the audio version of the podcast, the link is in the description, or you could just look up Farmer Al, that's AL, Farmer Al on YouTube. And so there's several videos on there already. Do you make videos on a regular basis, or just
Uh,
like
no, I got another one probably coming up. in around another 2 weeks because I just planted like 300 cabbage collard plants. So I'm gonna talk about that, and I still got to let me go over here. I still got to plant some more stuff, man. I ain't even through planting, y'all. I'm gonna do another video about planting in June, but you can plant in the summertime because some. I just went and did a job for a lady today, and she told me, "Oh, I can't plant. Summer over with." I said, "Man, it ain't even summer yet." I said, "You still got daggone 6, 7, daggone 8 months, worth of good weather to plant." So I got to put this basil down. I got some basil. I got some. Oh, dad. I got some blue pumpkins. They're called Ghirardelli pumpkins, y'all, and they blue.
Okay.
I got some yellow crookneck squash. I got Georgia collards dropping down. What it is? Some more squash. Uh, some rutabagas. I'm doing some rutabagas for the fall. Uh, I'm growing a giant pumpkin. I grew 100-pound pumpkin last year. This year, I got some giant Atlantic pumpkins, y'all. They reach 2,000 pounds. Tomorrow,
Wow.
I'm gonna get my soil and stuff right. I'm gonna dig a big hole. I'm gonna put all my nutrients in it. I already got the 4 giant Atlantic pumpkin sprouts. They ready to go in the ground, y'all. So I'm putting them right in the sunlight.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
hopefully, if it get 2,000 pounds, I don't even know how I'm gonna get it to the fair. I might have to rent a U-Haul truck or something, but we gonna get it there. I'm coming to the
Yeah.
fair this year, baby. I'm trying to bust their head open. They can't see me. Yeah,
Man,
but
that's
I got bell peppers. I got some more lettuce, some more. What is this? Oh, some kind of squash. Oh, I'm lost. I don't know. I forgot the name of that, but I'm gonna plant it anyway. See what it is when it pop up. But yeah, I still got some more planting videos to come up. I still got to plant some sunflower seeds and all that good old stuff, man. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm talking
Yeah.
and they can't even hear. So make sure everybody go make sure you subscribe to the brother on YouTube. Like I said, he's showing what he's actually doing. So he's just sharing what he's doing. He's not just talking about stuff. And we can all learn from this. So make sure you subscribe and then also share the brother's channel too as well, so that more people
Yeah.
can be learning. And just it looks like it is a question up here for you. Somebody's asking if you ever use hog manure for your garden.
No. My granddaddy used to raise hogs, but ever since I growed up, I stopped eating pork like 25 years ago. So I do not use hog manure. Uh, and I wouldn't advise you to neither, because when you spray hog manure, that's where most of that listeria come from on them hog farms, if I'm not mistaken. Just Google that hog manure waste on crops. A certain disease pop out. If you do use hog manure, man, you gonna have to do it just like that chicken manure. You might have to compost that for a year because it's so toxic. Because that hog don't have number one vein, and everything that he eat come out and it's gonna be in his poop. So it's gonna be toxic. So just think about that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Gratitude for sharing that.
I'm supposed to be starting another channel too, y'all. Called From Felon to Business Owner, because I am a felon. But I started my own business. Because a lot of us, do make mistakes, and when we get back out, we try to better ourselves, and we don't get the opportunity. They still look down on us. They still hold it over our head. So I was supposed to be starting another channel to show other young men and women who get out and change their ways and have a positive attitude and outlook on life, that they can start their own business with $500 or less and go from there.
Amen, brother. That's beautiful. When you
Yeah,
do, make sure you share the link with me, and I'll put it in this video description because people gonna be watching this video, later
yeah,
on, so we can share that so people can come back to the video and they could get that and follow you on there. So this is wonderful. Like this brother sharing his experience. So there's nothing better than that. I mean, you have people that's talking about stuff that they're not actually doing, and then
Yeah,
you
'cause
have somebody
I'm
who's
also a
walking the
public
walk.
speaker for North Carolina reentry. That's a program that we got for felons that's re-entering back into the society, and I go speak to them from time to time. And I got business in a little farm, and done changed my life and positive, and don't work for nobody but myself. But after I go in there and give them a little speech, and they find out and they amazed, and it get them positive outlook, man, and it show them that if they really want to do it, they can do it too. We just here to change people's lives and do better. That's all we here for.
And it really helps to see somebody who look like they could be in my family, who's doing what you're doing, and just actually doing it, growing
Yeah,
your food, having your land and stuff like that, and then raising the animals too. Because it's
yeah,
like, I mean, like we think about these things sometimes, and so it's even more powerful to see
yes.
somebody
Listen,
doing it, being able to
listen, y'all.
see that.
That's Listen. People ran away from the farm. That's not the thing to do. Run back to the farm. Yes, it's boring, but everything, I mean, everything come from the farm, man. Look, I crochet. I ain't gotta buy no clothes for nobody. My grandmama taught me how to sew. I can make blankets, hats, coats, pants, everything. Just give me the fabric. I can put my own design on it, right?
Yeah,
I can cook.
that's
I can grow. Got a roof over my head. House almost paid for. You know what I'm saying? We chasing down behind these other things. A lot of us done ran, sold our farm. For what? We sell the farm, sell the land. Now we paying rent, paying land taxes to somebody else. And when the rent go up after a pandemic like COVID or something, hey, rent another $400-500. Now people panic. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where I'm gonna go. You
yeah.
sold y'all sold y'all stuff that you did have. Land ain't look. Take $3,000-4,000, get you a piece of land, half an acre, man, and turn it. It don't take much. Go downtown, look on the wall, right? Somebody ain't paid their taxes. You might find 3-4 acres, $5,000-6,000, because somebody ain't paid their taxes. They got behind, or grandmama died, and nobody don't want the house, and ain't nobody gonna pay the taxes, and it's gonna go back to the state, and then the state take. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
but that's what we ran away from, man. And that's why we might been they might say we were poor because we ain't have a lot of cash, we ain't have a lot of flashy stuff. But what is that big flashy house, that big car, that nice acre and a half land? I'd rather have that. I'd rather have this. You know what I'm saying? We got our little 10 acres, growing our own food, ain't all the neighbors, family, you know. I ain't got the big house, $400,000-500,000 house. I do have my peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I can go out in the backyard, pick my vegetables and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Look at all that money that we pay these people in rent a year, plus the utilities. So once the land paid for, once the house paid for, this year or next year, what I'm gonna do is disconnect from the light bill people and do solar. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a step, y'all. And then once I do that, ain't no bills here because the house paid for, the land paid for. I'm pulling my lights, electricity from the sky, from the solar, because the sun shine. I lay this to my kids. Now my kids ain't got no burden. They ain't got to worry about the rent going up or paying a mortgage or paying a light bill. See what I'm saying? That's what we got to get back to, y'all. We chasing the wrong thing, man. A lot of us chasing the wrong thing. So yeah,
yeah. And I think people can see that because,
yeah,
like with the
It's all an
prices
illusion.
increasing for everything,
Yeah,
everything going up.
everything,
And
everything, man.
it's like, how else are we going to survive? We need to be able to do
Listen,
for ourselves.
the food,
We have
the
to do it
food is the
now.
main. That food is that main bill. Come
Yeah.
on now, especially if you got a big family, you got 4, 5 kids, 3, 4 kids, you got a husband, you got the wife, y'all got to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That food is
Oh
a
yeah.
bill. Come on now, that's
Yeah, yeah.
the
You
main
you
bill.
just
And,
described us, man. We got 5 children over here. It's like,
and
come on.
if you
Everything's
can
going
grow,
up.
hey, if you can grow half of the vegetables, not even half, if you can grow half the vegetables for your family every year, let's say y'all a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
because
probably
that grocery bill, man, is yeah.
it didn't probably cost you $100, man, to grow the vegetables for your family for all year.
Wow. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
yeah, we
But
won't have any
people,
choice.
nah, people stop. They don't want to put in
We
that
gotta
work.
do it.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put in that work because yeah, that takes some work. That take work
Yeah.
now out here, 3, 4 hours a day. But if I can work hard for somebody else for $10, $12 an hour,
Uh-huh.
I can work hard for myself and benefit free food for more than $10, $12 an hour. I ain't
Oh
gotta go
yeah.
to the grocery store for no cabbage, collards, no potatoes, no squash, no tomatoes, no corn, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Basil, the herbs and stuff over there, cucumbers coming up, lettuce down there, carrots out there. Yeah, it take a little work, but if we got a family, we can teach our family and pull together at the same time. Because
Yes.
man, my granddaddy fed his family and the whole road when the depression hit back in the day.
Wow.
Out this
Yeah.
10 acres. Yep. So it can be done. It take a little work, but we just got to go back to pulling back with each other, man. And like somebody was saying, we can trade. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to grow all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If he the potato man, he the collard man, he the watermelon man, she the peach
Yeah.
lady. You know what I'm saying? She the apple lady. All us can come together and switch out. Hey man, let me get some of them potatoes. I give you some of these apples. Hey man, I got these
Yeah.
chickens over here. Al got them cows. Al got them chickens and stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go back to that. Bartering, trading.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So it ain't
we
all
could
about
do
the money.
that.
'Cause look, when that money fail, what we gonna have to do?
Yeah, we're gonna have to make way. We gotta do it anyway.
Yeah.
And look,
And that's
what you described, we could do that without even having a lot of land.
yeah,
Because that's what our grandparents were doing. The ones that eventually went into the city, that left the
yeah,
land. That's what they were doing because they was coming, they was having their gardens, and they was just trading with their
yeah,
neighbors. And
yeah. They
and,
bought it
and
with them.
those of us
Yeah,
who's older, like I'm 40, over 40, 43. We saw that as children because we go to the grandparents' house, we go in the garden in the
backyard.
backyard,
Yeah,
and then go to the neighbor, go over there, pick some some stuff and out of their garden, and that's how they used to do. And we could do that now, you know?
yes, y'all. The time is now, man. And plus, it'll teach our kids at the same time. Man, 'cause a lot of these kids don't know where the food come from. They think it's a grocery store like that. We done lost connection we done lost our touch with nature, everything, man. Because like
Yeah,
I said, everything come from the farm, man. Your food, your shelter. Come on now. You go back to the farm, yeah, it's bored, but you got everything right there on the farm. Ain't nobody bothering you. We ain't got to worry about no police, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And
police
I'm
come out
glad
here.
you said that
Oh, look,
because
police come out here. I say, hey, stop. Don't cross that line. It's private property, sir. Don't mean no harm in them. Ain't nobody call you. What you doing out here? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, you ain't got to worry about none of that, man. Just peace. That's all we want to do is live in peace, provide for our family, have a good time. You know?
yeah.
Yep.
And look, I'm glad you said that too, because like with just knowing where your food's coming from, is like you said with the children, they don't even know because
Yeah.
we're so
Cause look,
disconnected.
I asked somebody something right. It's about something. I said, you ain't know that grits was corn? It's about corn like corn on the cob. That's what grits is. I said, yeah, that's all grits is. You dry the corn, you grind it. You know, that's what grits is, you know. I said that's all meal is too. So meal, I said, yes, corn meal. It's the same daggone grits, but they just take that and grind the grits even further into a fine powder. It's all the same. Like, oh, for real? I'm like, oh, Lord. What in the world? Y'all ain't know that? I'm like, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So little stuff like that, man, that they didn't know. Like, you ain't know this come from this. Then I had to go break down the whole cycle. Look, this come from this is this is this, just in a different form, y'all. Like, what? So yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
And
man.
those are the basics that we need to know, especially when we're putting it into our body. One last
Yeah.
thing that I wanted to ask you, just about like meat, like for example, like the chicken, because you know you had a
Okay.
video where you defeathering and everything. Like, how often do you eat chicken and other meat? Like, do you only eat the stuff that you grew, so you know where it came from, or do you get from like
No,
eating
man,
out and stuff?
I rarely eat out, man. Like I said, I ain't got no chicken right now. I think I got one chicken in there that I grew left. I'm in the process of stacking up. I ain't look. Along these chicken prices, cause eggs and all that went up. Now these people running around talking about they want $25 for a chicken. I ain't paying them
Yeah,
$25 for no chicken. I start eating chicken before I pay $25 for a chicken. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
still got 2 dozen of eggs in there right now. I ain't had no daggone chickens in 3 months.
yeah, yeah.
And that tell you how many eggs I had from when I
Uh
did
huh.
have chicken. I still got eggs 3 months later. I'm down to the last 2 dozen. So, but I'm gonna have to go to a hatchery and get some. But yes, that's the only chickens I was eating was the chickens that I was growing because I know I done worked in chicken farms and man, once you work in a chicken farm or a chicken factory, man, if you work in a chicken farm and you see what they fed to the chickens and all that, and you wouldn't want no more of them chickens. Because even the people that grow them chickens for 15, 20 years, they can't even eat them chickens no more. They'll get sick. They'll get sick from eating them chickens. Yep. So that tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Later time,
Uh-huh.
I done ate so many of them chickens that I can't eat no more. I get sick. Like, what you mean? Like, just you good, sir. You got the real regular chickens. You good. You just continue to eat them. I'm like, I already know, but yeah, as far as the meat, I ain't ate no beef. My mama tried to give me some stew beef the other day. I thought about it. I can't do it. It seemed like y'all, once I find out what they doing to the food or it's tainted, I don't care how hungry I am, I think about eating that food, it'll pop back up in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't eat that. It might have that jab in it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do it. I'm eating straight vegetables now. My mama looking at me like I'm strange because she been cooking all month and I've been eating nothing but vegetables, y'all. She looking at me like,
Yeah,
what? What's wrong with you? I'm like, mama, I'm sorry, baby. This food ain't right. I'm going triple time. I said, I'm going triple time. I'm trying to go all the way over there. It's another acre and a half over there. I want to put vegetables and stuff on. But my
yeah,
daggone tiller broke down on me, man. So I don't work so much out here with my tiller. I done broke it down, but I'm about to go get another one next week sometime. So
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, man, I ain't being funny or nothing, but yeah, I'd probably be eating vegetables probably for the next couple years or something, man, because I might go out every now and then and get something, but it ain't no everyday thing. Uh,
Yeah.
I love vegetables. I can eat them raw, cooked, but I want to be here as long as possible. I love myself, and I don't like putting no foreign entities into my body and stuff like that. So I can't.
And
I
and you
don't want
wanna
to take
be
no chances.
healthy. You
Yes,
wanna be
exactly.
healthy and strong while you're
Yeah, I want to be
getting
healthy.
older.
and I already know what they doing to the food and the stuff they putting in it, and especially the hamburger. That hamburger, y'all. 25% of your hamburger might not be hamburger. It might be how can I say it? Feces. Yeah. Google that.
Yeah.
For real, Google that. How much of my hamburger is feces? If you ever smelt some hamburger that you took out of a pack and a roll and you got a little, and you like, it smell like it probably was, to be honest. Just Google it. If you don't believe me, Google that. Like I smelt some hamburger, right? It smelled like, I said, man, what in the world? I said, something ain't right. I don't like this hamburger. Because as a matter of fact, the hamburger that we get in the grocery stores don't even look like hamburger. Because it was a warehouse probably about 5-6 years ago that I used to go to. It was a Muslim brother. I was just getting out of prison. Got hooked up with the brothers in prison and stuff. But that food, halal, and the way they kill it and what they eat, man, it can't get no better because the cow, he was a live cow out there. And, they did what they did and put it off and all that. And he talking about, I said, man, I need some hamburger. He talking about, well, what part you want? I said, what part? He got the whole cow hanging on there, pointing that you want this part to be cut up and turned into hamburger. You want this part? He cut into like whole steaks and the whole cow. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't use no pieces? He like, no, man, this is halal. This is halal. We don't do that grocery store. So he like, I got you. So he did what he did and came out. Man, that hamburger was so red. I'm like, man, what is this? He said, this hamburger. I said, man, this hamburger too red.
Yeah.
He said, look. He said, this ain't no scraps, man. He said, I took the whole cow, man. I went in there, took the cow leg, the shoulder, whatever, and chopped it. And then I chopped the whole leg up. I ain't put no fat in it. It ain't no scraps. He said, that's why it's so red, because it's all meat.
Yeah.
Then I said, oh. Man, I went home and ate that hamburger. Man, it was the best hamburger I had, man. It was the best hamburger I had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it was fresh and he killed it right. They let the blood drain. They they grew their own grass and they had no chemicals, all that good old stuff. And they just cut it off, and it won't no waste. Like the hamburger that we get, it ain't nothing but waste. Scraps from the cow that's been already broke down, the parts that they don't use. So it could be those little white chunks in the hamburger. That might be bone tendon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pieces of bone. Those little white hard chunks that we might bite, be eating hamburger. And what is this? And pull out a little piece of white thing. It's a bone tendon of a bone. They chopped all that up. Come on now.
Yeah. Bones and cartilage, all that.
Yeah,
And
all that good old stuff. So
I think if we slaughtered our own animals, we would definitely, like, probably everybody here would be eating meat a lot less. For those that do eat meat, just because of the work and just it's just more than likely, people who do like only eat the meat that they slaughter themselves. They more than likely they're not eating chicken wings every day. They just not, because it don't make any sense.
No.
And
man, it's just like a little extra on the plate, man. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I eat a lot of vegetables. Like when I had my chicken, it was just a little extra on the plate, but my turkeys, that turkey barbecue on the grill, oh man, I used to love them, man. And it just, listen, if you ain't never grew your own food, man, and raised it off the ground and let it eat the grass that God provide out there and use no chemicals, and then you slaughter it the right way and soak it out, and then you eat it and thank God, man, it tastes so good. Man, you'll never want to. It don't even look. I think on the video, I killed that chicken. I put my nose up to it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even smell nothing.
Yeah.
Couldn't even smell nothing. It ain't had no smell. You know how we get a pack of chicken and we open it up and we smell that smell?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
don't
smells
supposed to
nasty.
smell like that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
don't supposed to have no smell, man. That fresh meat don't supposed to have no smell. I do my turkeys the same way. I slaughter my turkey, cut them open, put my nose right up to it. Can't smell nothing. It ain't got no smell.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to smell. Like water.
Uh,
Yep.
wow. Yeah.
Yep.
So
But
we definitely not getting that from the
no,
grocery store. Yeah.
nah.
And
Because the turkeys that we get from Thanksgiving, y'all, they might be a year old. They might froze them up to a year.
wow.
And that's why last year, some of them turkeys that people were throwing out were already rotten. If
Wow.
you had got one of them rotten turkeys last year, or you seen it on the news about them turkeys last year, Thanksgiving, people were getting in there rotten, you can Google that. That's because, like, they done started slaughtering turkeys in January for the sale during November, like right now. Because they can't grow enough in 1 month and slaughter in 1 month and then feed to the daggone world population. They just can't do it.
Yeah. Man, that's wild.
They're just like some of the foods that we eat and drinks and sodas that might been sitting in the shelf, or them white potatoes might been sitting in that gas chamber for a whole 8 months before we get them.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
That's wild.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
so nothing's supposed to last that long before we eat it, but
right,
yeah, that's
right,
amazing.
yeah, and the
Wow. And
preservatives.
and one last question too, about the eggs. You just mentioned the last time you had the chickens was like maybe 3 months ago. So
Mhm.
those eggs keep. Do you have to put them in the refrigerator?
I did, yes,
Okay.
because they will. You probably can keep them from out of the refrigerator for 2 months.
Wow.
But since some about to hit, and I do want to prolong them, I did put them in the refrigerator, but I did not wipe the bloom off. I left the bloom up there.
Okay.
Uh, if you got chickens and you want to keep your eggs out on the counter or whatever, cool place, that's fine. Just don't wash 'em. If you do have some soiled chicken eggs up there, you can wipe it off with a paper towel and all that. But as soon as you take it and you put that water on it and you scrub it, the whole thing, you done took that protective layer of that the hen put around the egg. It's a little thin protective layer. You don't wash that off. Now the egg is susceptible to bacteria, and
Wow.
that's why eggs be smelling like what they in the refrigerator with sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you put your eggs in there with onions, your eggs will take
Uh-huh.
on that onion. You know, you're like, well, my eggs smell like onion. That's why, because they porous. Them people
Yeah.
don't wash the eggs, and now the pores are open, and they got open pores. Now they're absorbing what they in the refrigerator with.
Wow.
But if you don't wash them, you ain't got to worry about that.
Okay.
But and
Yeah.
they can keep up to 2 months. If you want to keep them longer than that, now I prefer you put them in the refrigerator. But if you got fresh eggs and you eat them every day, ain't no way they should last you 2 months. You got a family and you producing eggs every day. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's
yeah,
powerful. And like, that's something too that like most people like we wouldn't even like we never seen eggs that you didn't have to put in the refrigerator, because most
yeah,
people just getting them from the grocery store. And it's like when we used to live in Brazil, we would go to the stores in the neighborhood and they would have like these big things with butter. It was like real butter. It's
yeah.
not the that oil, vegetable oil.
Process that oil,
And they
soybean
you want
oil.
some, they'll just put it in the container like plastic and you just take it. You don't put it in the refrigerator or nothing.
Yeah,
You just take
mm-hmm,
it home and just use it. And so like,
yeah.
yeah, that's this type of stuff we need to know, and not trying to make anybody feel overwhelmed, but like just we can all get back to doing for ourselves. Like the brother said,
Yeah.
you can even grow
And
plants
look,
in
y'all,
pots.
look. When people eat my collard greens and stuff, right? It's like, wow, man, these collards so good, man. You ain't got no ham hock or nothing. I said, I don't eat no pork. Well, you don't eat no pork. Hey, these collards taste like they got something in it. I'm like, them collards ain't got no pork and no grease in it, no meat.
Wow. Yeah.
They're like, huh? No meat. It tastes like it got meat in it. said, man, just
Yeah.
my seasonings. You know what I'm saying? It's just the
Yeah.
seasoning. You know, you don't need that because it ain't gonna do nothing but clog our arteries up and get us a stroke, a heart attack faster. They
Yeah.
say collard greens are uh oil soluble, that you need some oil to break it down. But if you do, just saute them mugs, right? With some olive oil, man. That'll be the best way. Because soon as we put that soybean oil, the same oil you talking about, the same oil that's in there, butter or
Yeah.
margarine product, when it do the same thing to pipe, it's gonna do to us. Clog it up.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as it gets room
Yeah,
temperature. So one
exactly.
last thing too. I know I keep saying this, but
Now you good, man.
like
You
foods
good.
that like we usually eat, like greens, like turnip greens, collard greens, mustard greens. Like how much space would like somebody who lives in like an apartment, a townhouse, something like that, how much space would they need to grow? Say it's like a household, like 4 people, 3 or 4
Uh,
people, and they trying to grow,
okay,
greens
three
for
or
the
four
family.
people, man. You probably need about 16 feet by 16 feet, man. That's all.
Yeah, and so
Especially if you're gonna
if
use a
somebody,
square foot garden,
okay,
because a square
yeah,
foot garden, you can have uh a collard plant right there, some onions around it, and lettuce right there. You know what I'm saying? You can have a collard green head, about 4 lettuce heads, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 onions in 1 square feet. So take the next square feet, put another collard head there. Uh, you know, put take the next square feet, grow a stalk of corn, do the three sister method, grow a stalk of corn, some beans, and a squash. You know what I'm saying? The next
yeah,
one, the next square feet, you can keep doing that. The next square feet, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can put about 9 lettuces in 1 square feet. You know what I'm saying? 9 lettuces, depending on maybe 12, depending on the variety. If it's the cut again method, you can just sow the whole thing with lettuce and just cut it down. It'll grow back. You cut it down. It'll grow back. Y'all can be eating lettuce, 3 times a week out there. You know what I'm saying? So it don't take much space. If you do got a small family and you do got a little bit of land, look up Square Foot Garden. It's a book called Square Foot Garden by my man Mel Bartholomew, and probably some other people that started some books. I got this book in the '90s. Mel Bartholomew, but he can show you that method, what to grow in a small area to get the most food and the maximum amount of food in the smallest amount of space. And that can work for pots too. That can work for flower pots and raised beds also. So raised beds, pots, that's all good for the small home gardener, you know, uh, or elderly that don't want to be bending down. If you got back problems, you don't want to bend down. Uh, raised beds, raised beds they work good too. And then raised beds are good too because you don't got to fight no soil. You don't got to fight no dirt with the raised bed. I mean, no grass. I'm sorry. You ain't got to fight no grass with the raised bed. I'm tired, y'all. I've been working all day. Yep.
yeah,
But
man. That's a lot. You said a lot. Oh no, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
like the carrots and stuff. It just it's just so much, man. It just yeah, it's just so much you can do. Like potatoes. Now, if you can grow potatoes, you're gonna need 4 square feet. You need at least 4 square feet to get a nice harvest for your family. Uh, like as a matter of fact, let me show y'all something. Don't throw these boxes away. If y'all got boxes, you don't want to buy no cause on a farm, we try to save money the best way we can. We like to reuse, recycle, and everything.
Yeah,
See this box?
yeah. Cardboard box.
You can take this cardboard box, right? I will put some duct tape around it, you know, sit it on the ground, fill it up with soil, Take some potato spuds, right? Potato eyes, like white potato eyes, and put in there. Or purple potato eyes, should I say. Yeah, they got purple potatoes too. You know what I'm saying? We got all different
Yeah,
orange,
yeah,
orange. Yes, purple white potatoes, purple sweet potatoes. Yes, all that good old stuff. And they more healthy than that white potato from wherever it's from. Then they almost starved one time for eating potatoes. They ain't had no potatoes. They almost starved or something. Potato
yeah,
famine. Something.
yeah. In Ireland, yeah,
I don't know. Okay, but anyway, if you like potatoes, you can grow potatoes right in the cardboard box. You know, and put that in the sunny area somewhere. And when the potatoes die, when the flowers will come, potato will die back. And once they die, you can pick the new potatoes right then. Or if you want, you can take the potatoes, let them sit in the ground for 2 weeks. They'll get bigger during that 2 week time period, and they'll harden. The skin will get hard. Then you can just take the daggone box, turn it upside down. They got all your potatoes. You ain't got to worry about digging. You know, you ain't got to
yeah,
worry about digging, tearing up nobody's yard, and you can put them on a tarp. You can get a
yeah,
tarp, stretch the tarp out like that, and
yeah,
take all your pots, stretch them out on the top on the tarp, and you ain't got to worry about no grass that way neither. You
yeah,
know, so it's about maximizing the space that we got, not fighting no weeds. I know, you know, people don't want to fight weeds, but you know, I got more time now that I work for myself. Cause if I was still working for them other people, y'all know my grass would be up here by my knees by now because I wouldn't
yeah,
have time. I wouldn't have time to work for myself. I wouldn't have time to do this garden because I'd be working for the other man. Come on, Al, don't worry about your garden today, man. I know you got a garden, but you don't come, I'm gonna fire you.
yeah, yeah,
So now I work for myself. Oh, I'm good. Yep. But yeah, and just trellis. You would need a trellis if you want to grow tomatoes. That's just a stick, you know, a stick to tie it to because once those tomatoes go up there and start growing, they'll fall down. I got a couple plants that fell down that I need to stake up. You need a tomato stake. You can need a stake for the squash. It's better to have a stake for them. If you like beans, certain beans, if they're not bush beans, you're gonna need a trellis, like a little fence, about 6, 8, 10 feet tall, with some wires and some strings so it can climb. Those are pole beans. Uh, melons, watermelons, and cantaloupe, you can grow them on a vine too. Cucumbers, you can grow them on a trellis and a vine. All climbing plants, you can grow them on vines. It'll save you a lot of it'll save you a lot of ground space. And all these plants that I just named, they can be grown in pot. They can be grown in 5 gallon pot.
wow, yeah,
Oh, ooh,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
yeah. So that,
everything can be grown in 5 gallon pots, y'all. You ain't gotta have no dirt or nothing. If you got pots, some boxes, you can just dump soil out on a tarp like that right there. Or
yeah,
and take the tarp, lay it out, dump soil on it, plant the seeds, and the seeds will grow. So it's several
wow,
ways that you can do it if you ain't got no space.
yeah. Man, gratitude for sharing that, man. That's practical, real advice. Man, I'm telling you, for the people watching this, you might want to go back through, rewind it. You know, some of the stuff
Yeah,
you saying is new to us, but this is stuff that our ancestors used to know. You talking about the three sister method for growing the
yeah,
corn, the squash, and
yeah,
the
yeah.
beans.
It's a lot more
This stuff,
methods too, man. It's just a
yeah,
lot
and
of more
this is
methods
stuff
too,
that
man.
the people that look like us used to
Yep.
teach everybody else, especially here in America. We were the ones that knew how to
What?
grow
That's right.
everything
Yes,
and work in the land.
we did that. That's right. We did
We
that.
made this, yeah, we made it
Yep.
what it is, where you can feed the whole world.
Just
So,
like these
you
right
know,
here. I'm letting
yeah,
these grow back to seed. You know what I'm saying? All these flowers, all these seeds right here, seeds. So I
yeah,
really ain't got no seed. I just wait till next month till they seed pods get hard and I harvest them and I got my red Russian kale right there.
wow,
Yep.
yeah,
Broccoli. Yep. Just y'all go ahead and get your seeds. They might be expensive or whatever, right? Just say like one broccoli plant or cabbage plant or whatever. Let it go to seed.
Yeah.
Each one of these little pies right here is a seed pie.
Yeah.
And each seed pie contains 100 seeds. So it's thousands of daggone seed pods in this right here. So I might
Just
get
from one plant.
20,000 seeds or more. You ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about buying no more seeds. So just dedicate a couple plants to grow back up in the seed once you harvest it. You know, don't even harvest it. Just let it grow up in the seed. You know, so that's what our grandparents used to do. Think they want to keep, huh? They leave them crops in there. I see my granddaddy springtime. Granddaddy, the flower popping up. It's all right, son. We're gonna harvest them flowers. Them seeds. I ain't gonna buy no seed. It's my crop.
Yeah.
And that right there, when you do that and you keep doing that over the years, that plant, those seeds will get adapted to your climate. See what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
if,
Yeah.
if the seeds ain't used to that climate or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You grow them and you stabilize them, they'll become used to that side. You keep using the same seed, grow them
Yeah.
parents up, use the same, grow them parents up, grow them up, and keep using the same seeds, the same bloodline, and eventually they're acclimatized to your climate wherever you at. Yep,
Wow.
to your soil and all that. Plants, man,
Yeah.
plants, nature, man. We can't do nothing with it, man. We got to work with it, not against
Yeah.
it. Yep, got to work with it, not against it. And this, that red Russian kale, not red Russian kale, but those are red
Cabbage.
cabbages right there.
Yeah.
Yep, red cabbages. Well, yeah, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful, brother. So I'm not gonna keep you much longer, brother. We did it
No, we
this
good, man.
already running over 2 hours, man. You shared a lot, brother. I appreciate you. Just want to
Yeah, that's what I'm
remind
here for,
everybody.
man.
I want to
Hello?
remind everybody, go follow the brother on social media. His links in the description. Everybody go subscribe to this brother's YouTube channel, Farmer Al. You also come in with another YouTube channel. We'll have that link in the description too. Everybody click that like and share button. Want to thank you all for being here. Want to thank you, brother, for taking the time to come and share and to teach us.
You're
Just
welcome, man.
sharing what you doing, your experience, and
Yeah,
it's
that's what it's
powerful
about,
and it's
man.
needed, bro.
Each one teach one. You know, we all teach each other. Get back on the same page. It'll be a movable force, man, to reckon with. You know, we just got to get back on the same page, man. Get that brotherly love and all that back. You know.
Excuse me for that. Yeah, definitely. It's just been a pleasure having you on here. Appreciate you. About to go ahead and get up out of here. Just want to say thanks again, and everybody
All
hit
right.
like and share this video. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Every day, billions of searches are conducted online, therefore it is critical that your company stands out to the small percentage of clients who are essential to your business. Our team of local digital marketing consultants and SEO experts is eager to help your company achieve its goals through a consultative approach, top Google rankings, and collaboration with industry experts. Here at Adept Marketing Solutions, we stand for integrity, dedication, ingenuity, and results. We know how to navigate the ever-changing digital landscape and what brands must do to succeed. Visit our website to see what we can do to help you reach your goals.
CareMore is a non-profit organization focused on providing goods and services to families and individuals in our underfunded communities in Central Ohio. We have created an online presence to reach members of our Central Ohio communities, as well as local events and meetings to give away supplies and donations throughout the city all year long. Visit our website to learn more and to send a donation.
Highest quality handmade fezzes. Crafted fez with the finest wool, complete with tassel and leather sweatband. Wear the national headdress of Moorish Americans with pride and respect. 3XL size fez is a comfortable fit for brothers with dreadlocks. Shipping worldwide. Go to moorishfez.com to order.
Don't let your history start at slavery. Join with Moorish Science Temple, a lawfully chartered Islamic organization, and proclaim your nationality while helping us uplift fallen humanity. Founded by American prophet Noble Drew Ali and consistently promoted plans for the betterment of humankind. We are located in Columbus, Ohio. Visit our website www.moorishamericans.com and follow us on social media. We hold live meetings on Zoom every Friday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give us a call at 614-407-4394 if you would like to join or send donations to help us uplift fallen humanity.
Fez Caps blends Moorish style with modern streetwear hats. The cutting-edge design features Moorish symbols with a silk tassel on the dome of the cap. More than just a fashion statement, Fez Caps represents something powerful and ancient within you. Go to fezcaps.com to order your Fez Cap now.